Good morning, if it's still morning when you're listening to this, of course. My name is Jay. I'm the creator of the English with Jay project and the Essential English course. You're listening to episode 5 of my weekly Essential English podcast, which, as you know, is made to help you practice a little listening every week so that you improve your listening skills. This week, I want to tell you about a very interesting lecture that I saw on TED. But first, let me tell you how I found the lecture. In the Essential English course, I talk a lot about the psychology and the science behind learning a language. By the way, that part of science that deals with the brain is called neuroscience. I talk to my students about neuroscience and about psychology because they are very important in building any skill. After all, learning happens in the brain and with the brain. In order to use them properly, we need to understand the brain and our mind better. Otherwise, they will work against us instead of for us. I watched this TED lecture because I wanted to talk to my students about curiosity. The word curiosity, even though it sounds complicated, is actually simple and very useful. It comes from the shorter word curious. To be curious means to be very interested in something or to ask yourself and other people many questions about it. In Bulgarian, we call curiosity любопитство, which I think is a genius way to express the feeling of curiosity. Because, if you think about it, the word любопитство in Bulgarian means love for asking questions. Words like this make me even more excited to write for a living. But let's get back to curiosity. I think curiosity is one of the most important skills in life. Let's mention why I think it's a skill and why I find it so important. I think curiosity is a skill because it can be developed. Although many people think it's something natural or something that comes and goes, I believe that everything is a skill. Even things such as self-confidence, charisma, and curiosity. I believe that because I've seen many people develop confidence over the years, or learn to be more charismatic, or find their curiosity again and even increase it, although they are no longer children. At the same time, I think curiosity is super important because it makes it easier to work hard. Whether you want to learn English or build a house, it takes a lot of work. You need a lot of energy and motivation, otherwise you will quit. But if you are curious, you will always find new reasons to work some more or to think some more about the subject. This increases your chances of becoming better and doing good work. That's why I like to call curiosity the perpetuum mobile. If you are curious enough, you don't have to do anything else. Your curiosity will keep you learning and working until you reach your goals. I was looking for a good lecture on TED so that I could give my students an example on the importance of curiosity and how it often leads to amazing discoveries about the world and yourself. The lecture I found was a great TED Talk by Susie Sheehy. Susie Sheehy is an Australian physicist and she does all sorts of interesting experiments. In her lecture, she told a great story about the importance of curiosity in science. She used an example about the Nobel Prize winner J.J. Thomson, who was playing around and making experiments with the equipment in his laboratory when he discovered the electron, the first proof that there are particles smaller than the atom. He even joked how useless this discovery was. But he was very wrong. Without it, today we wouldn't have any electronics. Just try to imagine life in the 21st century without smartphones or computers. And we owe them both not just to J.J. Thomson, but to curiosity. So, if we want to be more successful, more creative, and to have more fun, maybe we could just try to be more curious. Unfortunately, the TED Talk has no subtitles in Bulgarian, so you may find it a little harder to understand. On the other side, it has subtitles in English, which will make things easier. You just have to turn the subtitles on from the menu and choose English. Or maybe even Russian, if you speak Russian. If you want to see the lecture, you will find a link to it in the description of this podcast episode. But even if you don't watch it, just remember the main idea. That if you want your life to be interesting, just be more curious in your work and your personal life. The rest will follow. I'm Jay Milanov, and this was the Essential English Podcast. Take care, and until next week.